Hey guys, today I am doing my second attempt at this video. The first time I thought I did a great job filming, and then I listened back and I had an echo feature on my mic the entire time, which, why is there an echo feature? Who needs that? Today I wanted to talk about my current library books, a little library haul. It has been a while since I first filmed it, so it's been a while that I've had these books with me. I have gotten to a point where I really think I'm falling into a reading slump, although I am reading one of these books now, but I don't know, I feel like I'm really falling into that yearly slump that I have where all I want to read is manga, and I might just let myself, especially because, I mean, there's another video that I want to do, but these are the last two omnibus of Bleach that I just finished. I just finished the Soul Society arc, and I'm at the beginning of the Arankai arc. I think that's how you say that. A little spoiler, go forward a couple seconds if you don't want to be spoiled, but I just got to the part where Ichigo's dad is revealed as a very powerful Soul Reaper, and I completely forgot that this was a thing, and I'm so happy. I remember how, like, surprised and pumped I was watching this for the first time in high school. My dog does not like doors closed in this household. He needs to be able to have access to us at all times whenever he wants. That is my bad. Anyways, let's talk about the actual books. So one of these is a manga, the only one. It is the first volume for Veil, Temperature of Orange, or Body. It just says Temperature of Orange. I don't know where I got Body Temperature of Orange. I've been saying that in every video that I filmed that I include this. The first one is the first volume of Body Temperature of Orange. This series, I've already said, I don't know anything. I have not started this, and no, I have not looked into it. I still don't know anything about this series. I'm perfectly ready to just go into this blind. I have no problem with it. But the only thing I know is that the covers for the first, I think, like 4 or 5 volumes is absolutely gorgeous. I might put them up here. They're so beautiful. I need to read this. What is very unfortunate, I don't know if this is like independently published, because I can't find the volumes anywhere. My library, like all of the libraries, not just like my local library, but the libraries in the whole county, do not have any more of this series. They just have this first volume. I don't know anything about this. I just want to read it. It's gorgeous. There's not that many volumes out. I think I've heard a couple people talk about this, and I've only heard good things. So, and I recently decided to like flip through, and this is fully in color, which I have not seen at all. It's so, let me see if I can put this down. That was an awful flip through, but you got the point. I got this first volume. I'm a little concerned about continuing this series because, like I said, my library doesn't have the other copies, and every time I've gone to any bookstore, I don't see any copies of this. There is a manga store that I can go to, but that's like in a different county. The next book I want to talk about is this book. This is a gorgeous book. It is Agnes Aubert's Mystical Cat Shelter by Heather Fawcett. This hardcover is so pretty. It is not a dust jacket. This is printed on the cover, which if we did this more, I would buy more hardcovers. I'm a paperback girl, much more convenient to me. I just enjoy them much more. I'm not a big fan of hardcover books. I've been reading more because of the library. At least my library has more copies of books in their hardcover edition than paperback, so that's really the reason why now I've gotten more comfortable reading hardcover. But also the library does this thing where it puts the plastic protection on the dust jacket so it stays on the book while you're reading, and honestly I think my problem is dust jackets. I can't stand them. So anyway, so yeah, this is gorgeous. It is printed on the cover. This is a cozy fantasy with like a subplot of romance, and it's a new release. It's a romance. It's checking off 2 boxes of mine that I want to read more of this year. And the only thing I really knew about it that made me want to read it was that there's a cat shelter. I think our female protagonist owns a cat shelter, and there's magic in this world, and the male protagonist is the landlord, I believe. There's other dynamics that I did find out about, because I don't know if I said this already. I started reading this. I'm like 70 to 80 pages in already, but I think some of it's a spoiler, so I'm just gonna not say anymore. This is one of the new releases I put on hold. I don't know if you guys knew this, but if there's a book that is coming out, like let's say next month, that you want to read, and you want to read it from the library, which you should, you can actually go, and sometimes, because I haven't seen it with all the books I want to read, but with a good, all of these are all the new releases that I'm going to show you today that I got from the library, I put on hold like a month, 2 months before they even came out. So that's what I'm trying to say. The library for some books will actually give you the option to already put it on hold and get in line to get that book before it even comes out. Like, I think one of these books, I was able to put it on hold like 2 months before it came out. So you should do that, just saying. So the next book is And Now Back to You by B.K. Borison. B.K. Borison is also the author of First Time Caller. I believe it's another book. I believe these two are like in a series. I used to have First Time Caller and I donated it because I just heard a lot of bad reviews and I wasn't that interested in reading romance anyways. So I was like, there's no reason for me to own this. I got this because I don't know if I already heard that it's better than the first one, or if people were saying that they think it's going to be better than the first one. Either way, this is, I mean, I'm constantly checking out romances from the library and never reading them, so we'll see what ends up happening with this. I know nothing about this book. I know zero about the plot. The only reason I put this on hold was because of the First Time Caller. I like the covers. When it comes to romance, the covers are a big thing for me. If I don't like the covers, my dog is very upset that I'm talking to myself right now. I'm sorry, Goda. Covers are a big thing for me in romance, and if I don't like the cover, I'm not going to read it. If I do like the cover, I'll convince myself that I'm excited to read it. Does that mean I'll actually read it? No, but it's a good time for me. So yeah, I know nothing about this. I really love the cover of First Time Caller, and this one is basically the same thing but blue. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a chance. So this next one is not a new release. It is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I'm very happy that my library had this copy because the only two options were like the hardback version or the mass market paperback. I know mass market paperbacks have a lot of love. I am not one of those people that love that. I like, this is a regular size paperback. I love these, but I absolutely adore these like jumbo paperback books. So that is a main reason why I'm giving Mistborn another chance. I used to own the mass market paperback of Mistborn and I donated it and then I bought it again and then I donated it again. So I was not going to let myself buy it again, but I did as soon as I saw that my library had this version, and a couple people on Instagram are reading it as well right now. We're all kind of reading it at different times. Like, I haven't even started it, but someone has finished it already and started the second book. But we all will eventually get to talk about it, I'm sure. I actually don't know anything about what Mistborn's about. I'm sure a lot of you recognize this book and the author, Brandon Sanderson. It is a very popular, close to like, I'm blanking on every major epic fantasy series. I'm sure you have one in mind. So kind of in the same area as that. So I don't know what it's about, but it's very popular to the point where I want to read it because everyone else is reading it. And I'm not big on that, actually. I used to be someone that like, I had to read everything that everyone's talking about. Whether I like it or not, I was going to force myself to read it. And I actually hated reading after doing that for a couple years. And these last like 4 years, I've been very much trying to make sure I only read what I want to read. But sometimes there's books that everyone's reading that it's more because it's a big fantasy series that I really want to read. I love long fantasy series. I love big books. I love fantasy. So obviously I just want to read that because of that. I know nothing about it. It is multiple points of view. It is a complicated magic system. It is everything that I don't do well with. So there should be no reason I want to read this, but that's not going to stop me. I mean, it might. I've had this book twice and I didn't read it, so, and this I didn't spend money on. Next book is Operation Bounce House by Matt Dinniman. This is the new book outside of the Dungeon Crawler Carl series by this author. Again, I mean, not surprised. I know nothing about this book. I have read Dungeon Crawler Carl and the second book, and my boyfriend is actually on the fourth book, and my parents in the last couple days have actually just started the first book. really enjoying that series. I am going to continue. And I saw that he was finally writing a book outside of the series. So I'm honestly, whatever it is about, I'm excited for. I know I like his writing. I know I like his style of storytelling. I'm assuming it's going to be the same in this book. Yeah, so I'm excited to read this. Like I said, I know nothing about this book. I just know he wrote it. And it's a good size book. And I'm pretty sure this is a standalone, which I love getting a standalone book for a author that I know I like their series, because I get to, while I'm enjoying this like big world, I also get to enjoy just a little snippet of their writing in another story. If that makes sense to anyone, I'm sure it does. Okay, we're moving on to the last book I have. I'm pretty sure this is the last book. I think so. This is actually going to be very new to me, so I don't even know how to really talk about this. This is the okay, comic. This is comic Black Panther. I don't want to mispronounce this name. That is the person. This is this person's run of Black Panther, and this is a hardback, so it has the whole run or a big chunk of it. Do you see how I have no clue what I'm talking about? I have been wanting to get into comics for a while now, but comics just seem so incredibly complicated to me. I did not know where to start. I didn't even know how to look into starting, because there's like volume 1 of like Black Panther, but there's like 10 different volume 1s of Black Panther, and they're all by different people, or some have multiple series or runs of Black Panther. Well, there's also other people, like, you get what I mean? And then there's like other series of not Black Panther but include Black Panther that's canon. And like, if looking into it the first time, I felt like, okay, so I have to read every comic ever published to get into comics. Got it. There's nowhere to start. And then I find out you can literally start anywhere, and it's just chaos. I don't do good with chaos, and until I'm in it, then I can do chaos. But it just seems so stressful, so I've put it aside, like getting into comics, for years now. I've been wanting to get into comics for years, but I've like not even thought about it because of how like overwhelmed I was with everything that there is. So finally, I have this Instagram, and I've been seeing a lot of people post about comics, and it's been giving me ideas on where to start. I've been talking to these people, and one of them has been posting about Black Panther, and the first time I think it's the first time I saw him post about it, it was this run. Again, I don't know if I'm talking about this correctly. This run of Black Panther. And I asked if this was a good place to start because I like Black Panther. And he said yes. So I took his word. I believe he's actually reading another run of Black Panther. I don't really know what that means, but he knows what that means. I'm starting here. I don't know if this is like a volume 1 of something, and I have to get the volume 2 after this. I'm sure I'll get answers eventually, but yeah, that I'm really excited to read that. I'm really excited to open this door of getting into comics, and that's all the library books I have right now. Yeah, unfortunately, I got all of these books, and immediately I felt like I was getting into a reading slump. I've actually forced myself to read a little bit of this every day on my lunch break, and I think it's a good thing because I have started to really enjoy the book, and I'm excited to continue it, but that still doesn't mean it's getting me out of a reading slump just because I read like one good book. So, I mean, it happens every year. It's that yearly reading slump I get into where I just want to read manga, and it makes sense. I've started reading Bleach again, and I've gotten really into it, and I have just been, that's all I've been wanting to read. Every single day, I'm really excited to get home so that I can read more Bleach. Unfortunately, right now, these are all the volumes I have, and I just read them. So, I have to wait until I get the other ones, which I ordered. I don't know when they get here, though. Yeah, I think I rambled a lot, but at least I hope the mic is working right now. As always, I don't know how to end these videos. Like, follow, subscribe, or don't. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Hopefully I get back into filming a little more often again, because I love doing this, and life's just been very busy, and I've been very stressed, and it's kind of hard to form any thoughts, really, any coherent thoughts. That was that. Bye.